Hello there and happy St. George's Day. Now, a study in Germany of young followers of Islam has found that nearly half of them want to live in an Islamic theocracy as opposed to a democracy. How can this possibly be true? How can it be true that 45.8% of young Muslims in Lower Saxony believe that an Islamic theocracy is the best form of government? That's right. A dark field study conducted by the Criminological Research Institute of Lower Saxony has raised concern over the Islamist beliefs held by young Muslim students in the province, reports Breitbart. The institute studied grade 9 Muslims with an average age of 15, where over 2/3 of respondents, that's 67.8%, said that the rules in the Quran were more important than German law. And over a third of them, 35.3%, said they have an understanding for violence against people who insult Allah or the Prophet Muhammad. And these young people will be of voting age in just a few years. All this is rather bewildering, is it not? I find it hard to believe that any group of young people in the enlightened European Union would want to remove their Commission, Council and Parliament and all those politicians and replace them with religious clerics. I mean, what of integrating into the German and EU communities? But I suppose it will be a great loss to German and Brussels society when these youngsters grow up and emigrate, taking their much valued skills to their preferred Islamic theocracy. Won't it? But it's not just Germany. A few weeks ago in France, Le Journal du Dimanche published a very comprehensive and detailed survey on what French Muslims think. And in that survey, for some weird reason, 17% of them professed to hating Jews. And further, that 39% of them had a bad or very bad opinion of Judaism. Now, according to the Jewish News Syndicate, France has a bit of a problem. France is the only country in 21st century Europe where Jews have regularly been murdered simply because they were Jews. Since the kidnapping, torture and murder of Ilan Halimi in January 2006, all Jews murdered in France have been killed by Muslims. All very disturbing, and something that cannot possibly reflect the views of the overwhelming majority of Muslims in France, surely. Especially as the French survey also found that 45% of respondents want the total destruction of Israel. And as many claim that the Hamas atrocities of the 7th of October last year were an act of resistance. So, are we to be led to believe that 45% of the 3.35 million Muslims in France, that would be about 1.5 million people, want to see Israel wiped from the map? Surely not. Someone must have got their spreadsheet in a twist. As has a UK survey that is bringing forward some preposterous results as well. This more recent JL Partners survey shows that 65% of Muslims aged between 18 to 24 do not believe Israel has the right to exist, with unheard saying. The JL Partners survey also found that 80% of respondents in both the 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 brackets believe that Israel is a racist endeavour, compared to 67% in the 55-plus age category, suggesting younger British Muslims have far stronger views on the Israel-Palestine conflict. And a third of respondents aged 18 to 34 said they viewed Hamas positively. These answers come from a significant proportion of the UK's 3.9 million Muslim population. This is all very worrying, as there is a common thread running through all of this that took me quite some time to uncover. And that common thread is, of course, pollsters. Yes, how can 3 studies across 3 different European countries by 3 different pollsters all come up with these sorts of results? It beggars belief. Are they colluding or something? Is there an element of Islamophobia here? Are these people asking the wrong questions in the wrong way? How else can such answers be obtained from the followers of the religion of peace?
The activities of the extreme right wing are a growing worry. The targeting of both Muslim and Jewish communities and individuals by these groups is a profound concern requiring concerted action. And it is important, just as with our definition of extremism, to be precise in the use of language when discussing Islamism. Islamism should never be confused with Islam. Islam is a great faith, a religion of peace, which provides spiritual nourishment to millions, inspires countless acts of charity, and celebrates virtues of generosity, compassion, and kindness.
There you have it from the horse's mouth. We all know it is the far right that we should be concentrating on. But there do seem to be many on the weekly London protests that would fit the bill where Gove's definition of Islamist is concerned. And there is also the issue of believing poll results. Remember the Brexit polls. Although they weren't as one-sided as these. Maybe these new ones are using Professor Ferguson's algorithms. I mean, these polls show some pretty extreme views, don't they, that must surely not echo those of the overwhelmingly moderate, don't you think? I wonder what the UK Jewish population feels about this. Well, handily, in February, Jewish Policy Research published a survey of 5,000 of the approximately 300,000 Jews living in the UK, where it said that 32% of all British Jewish adults personally experienced some kind of anti-Semitic incident. But shockingly, this is relating to 2021, because this study, although published this year, used data gathered in November and December 2022, well before the October 7th, 2023 atrocities by Hamas. And the Religion Media Centre reported that a separate report carried out by the Jewish Leadership Council and the Jewish News at the end of last year found 80% of people felt less safe in Britain than before October the 7th, while almost 90% said anti-Semitism is now a significant problem in Britain. And between October and December last year, the Community Security Trust, a charity that provides safety, security and advice to the Jewish community in the UK, reported a 534% rise in anti-Jewish hate acts. But we all know the country is awash with Islamophobia, don't we? And if only 1/10 of all this were true, then the UK and Europe would be in a right fundamentalist religious pickle, wouldn't it? But they do seem to be in a religious pickle over in some US universities, where a Jewish professor was blocked from entering his uni and Jewish students have been harassed and advised to go home. I wonder why that would be necessary, because the pro-Palestine mob is of course so peaceful, isn't it? And Mr. Tommy Robinson went to court to find out his fate today after the Met Police completely horlicksed their own case yesterday. And the stories we're hearing about missing or deleted police body cam footage amongst a myriad of admin failure is, eye-opening. I'm surprised they can secure any convictions at all. Oh, and the case has been delayed by an hour to now start at 11:30. What a surprise on St. George's Day.